And so you've got to dig them up and move them. Well, hey, it's Rick here from RC Gardens. So we're going to get out there and we're going to move some blackberries around today. Welcome to RC Gardens. Well, hey, it's Rick here, and today we're going to get out here and we're going to move some blackberries around. Now, I'm going to show you these blackberries when we get over here, because they are those hybrid blackberries, but they're the ones that were first developed about 20 years ago, 25 years ago probably. And the problem with them is if you leave them planted and don't dig them up every once in a while and move them around, they get to where they won't multiply, because what they like to do is send out runners, but they'll get to the point where they don't do that, and so you've got to dig them up and move them. Let me show you. As you can see over here, these things, I moved some of these last fall, and then this year they really rooted in good. They had a few berries on them, but not much. But this year they're really going to take off. So what we've got to do is get down here and move the rest of these, because you can see that these used to be two rows of berries, and they've just kind of died out. And I've learned with these are not like the old-fashioned blackberries. So I've learned with these that you have got to actually, about every 8-10 years, something like that, you've got to move them around and get them rerouted. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get down here and we're going to dig these up and make a line of blackberries again. So thanks for coming along, and we're going to get right to it. So I will set up the camera, and I'll probably put it up on time lapse, because you've seen people dig before. You don't need to keep seeing that. So we'll kind of take a look at it when it's done. All right, show you more. Okay, well, it started raining, so I went ahead and dug all those clumps out. There was about 5 or 6 clumps there. And what we wound up with by the time I dug them out is these, some clumps like this. So, we got I broke some of them up. That's a big one there, but then you got some littler ones. And we want to treat these just like a house plant. So whenever you get a house plant that simply won't bloom anymore or whatever, you need to repot it. And you see all them fine-haired roots, those are all healthy yet. But we did break off a lot of the dead stuff that was around these things, and that'll cause them to really want to root in and grow good. Now, they're not going to have berries this year, most likely. I mean, they might have 1 or 2, but they're not going to produce a big amount. But I think my ones up there that I did this to last year, they'll step up and produce really good this coming year, if I can keep the deer off of them. And then we're going to take these, and then in the following year we'll have some good fruit. So I'm going to set up the time lapse, and sorry for the time lapse before, because it started raining, so I couldn't finish that one. But we're going to set in here. I want to be able to run my lawnmower down through here, so we're going to set over a little bit and make a row of them up there, kind of the same direction that I have my grapes. And people ask me all the time, why did you put your posts, how come they're not parallel to the street and blah blah blah? It's because grapes are supposed to be planted north to south. So this is true north and that's true south. It's not perfect with the property, so that's kind of why they're planted that way. So anyway, you comment down below and tell me what you think about that kind of stuff, because I try to plant by the almanac. And the almanac told me that today was my last window before sometime in February, which is normally when I would do this. But I'm having surgery this year, and I'm not going to be able to tug and lift and tote and do all that. So I'm trying to get this kind of stuff done before winter. And it's actually a warm day in January, so I think it's going to work out fine. So let me get you set up here on time lapse so you can see what's going on, and I'll show you more. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I think we got it done, and it hasn't started raining again yet. So you know, we had this little clump down here. It was about it was about 5 big clumps. So we wound up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 across here. And up here from the ones we planted a year ago, we got 2 more. So we got one there by the tripod and one right there. So, with that being said, it won't be long until we're going to have to get out here and work in this garden. But for now, I think we're done today. So, thanks for coming along. Thanks for sharing. Be sure and like and subscribe. And if you've got any kind of ideas about planting or anything, let me know. There's a lot of good channels out there to follow, and I've been doing this kind of stuff for years, obviously. But again, just to reiterate about these blackberries, these tame ones, and they're a hybrid, great big berries on them, you know, and no thorns. But if you don't separate them around, I don't know, every 8-10 years, they'll just die out. So they get root bound, and they quit producing, and they quit sending out runners for new growth. So I suspect that those down there will do good in the following years. All right, thanks for coming along. See ya. Bye.